Hmm. First, this show. Every time I'm just like, okay, so this is the last one for tonight. After I'm done doing this review, then I'll upload all the other reviews that I've done for today. Because, the internet's not strong enough to let me stream and upload at the same time, so problem there. So yeah, I'm just like, I'm waiting for that one episode where I'm like, okay, that's a good time to stop. I can watch the rest tomorrow or the next day, and no. This episode once again ends on a I need to watch the next one right now type thing. So if you see a bunch of uploads happen like all at once, this is why. I'm just recording and then watching the next episode, recording, watching the next episode. Because this show just keeps on bringing the intensity, and this one, not only did it bring the intensity, we also get so much more information that now makes me want to watch more, so I can figure out more about the information. I have a problem. I can't stop. I'm addicted to Netflix binging. So let's talk about this episode. This is the 8th episode of the first season, blowing up the spot. And yeah, this was really, really good. I mean, we find out so much more in this episode. First of all, you've got Luke recovering from the gunshot. You've got Mariah sort of framing Luke for killing Cottonmouth, and you've got Misty's involvement in all of it. So first of all, let's talk about the Mariah cover-up, because I think that's probably the one that is the least to talk about. I mean, it's fairly straightforward. Shades apparently put on a disguise, put on the dish gloves, which shouldn't that be like the first clue? Like, okay, he put on the dish gloves. When's the last time he wore the dish gloves? When's the last time he worked as a dishwasher there? It's been a while. And yet nobody's asking that question. Like, Luke hasn't worked there in forever, so why would he put on dish gloves to kill Cottonmouth? But anyway, so it's pretty much a simple cover-up. Shades pretends to be Luke Cage. What's her face? Candace, the girl that was constantly giving Cottonmouth his drinks. They have her as a witness to that, but she didn't clearly see it, so they're paying her to say that she saw Luke Cage 100%. And you could, at first I was like, so what, is she just lying for them? Are they paying her to lie, or did they pretend that it was Luke Cage? And like, what did they do? At the end of it, we finally see that she did see it, but she asked Mariah, did Luke Cage really do all that? So she doesn't know whether or not it was Luke Cage. She just saw somebody wearing dishwashing gloves and beating him to death. Of course, he was already dead, but she doesn't know that. So the cover-up is fairly simple. Mariah, we see a lot darker side of her in this episode. We saw the beginning of it last episode. Now we see her just like this total... She's completely two-faced. Like, she has her politician side, then she has her criminal side. And we haven't seen much of the criminal side up until now, so that's interesting. As far as the Misty thing goes, kind of frustrated with her right now, because it felt like for the first half of this episode, I was like, yes, thank you, Misty. Like, she is suspicious of the Candace girl. Like, did you actually see Luke Cage? She's not answering. She's like, what are they paying you? She's like, I'm not talking. She has a lawyer come in. It's like, why do you need a lawyer if you're not guilty of anything? So I love the fact that she was constantly asking questions. She wasn't just falling for this whole setup. But then, I don't understand what happened, but she finds Luke Cage and Claire at the clinic, and she's just like, you got shot. When did that happen? Claire tells her about what happened, and she's like, well, there's your alibi. And all of a sudden she gets a call from Blaine, I think is her new partner, and then all of a sudden she's just like, her expression completely goes just uncaring. She's like, you're under arrest for the murder of Cornell Stokes. I'm just like, wait, what was on the call to make her completely change her mind? Like, she is 100% on Luke's side, and all of a sudden the call comes in, and now all of a sudden she's 100% not on Luke's side. And then, of course, somebody starts shooting at him, and she's still like, oh, yeah, that has nothing to do with what's going on right now. Somebody's trying to kill him, so what? He killed Cottonmouth. I'm so frustrated with her. Like, she brings in Claire for questioning. Everybody's questioning her. She's like, I can get it. I can get a response out of her. And she just completely blows up on Claire. Like, she's like, Luke is out there hurting people. I'm like, since when? He saved your life. Well, kind of not really. But, I mean, what makes you think that, oh yeah, he's totally out there hurting people? That's totally Luke, because up until that one call came in, you were totally adamant that he was innocent, and then that call comes in, and now you're adamant that he is not who he says he is. He's a horrible person. I don't know what happened. She knows his name now because Stryker told her, or Willis. I'm going to call him Willis because I think that's a better name for him. But Willis told her, Carl is his name, so now she knows who he is. So I understand her suspicions, but for her to be like, yeah, he's the killer after that one phone call, doesn't make any sense to me. So I want to know what was on the phone call, because until I hear what that was, for me it's just completely poor on the character side. Like, why did that character completely change her mind? Until we know what was said to her, I don't know whether or not it was a good change of attitude for her. And then the final one, which I think is obviously the best part of this episode, we finally get to see who Diamondback is. And it's kind of interesting because I thought that Diamondback was actually a corporation. It may still be, but apparently Willis, who is, I'm guessing, Luke's brother, he calls himself Diamondback. So either he is the head of some corporation called Diamondback, or he's just an individual that has a lot of money and he's called Diamondback. I don't know what it is, but apparently he's the one behind Shades. But yeah, we finally see him. We find out that apparently he and Luke had history. I'm thinking they're brothers. Like, he says at the end, I am your brother. So I don't know whether it was they were like foster brothers, or if one of them was adopted, or if they actually are biological brothers. But no matter what, there's now a lot of history between the two of them, and I love that. I love the fact that we now have a new villain that stepped into the scene, that's sort of taken over where Cottonmouth is now dead. So now he's the main villain for Luke Cage, and on top of that, he has a history with Luke Cage that just makes it so much more interesting. And it's just the conversation they had is just so intriguing. It makes me want to find out what happened. It sounds like apparently Luke left or something like that. Like, it sounds like their father was kind of the abusive pastor father, that was, don't know why I'm tired. That pastor father that was, oh, I'm the pastor, I'm an upstanding man, but then whenever you look at his home life, abusive, condemning his children, that type of home. It sounds like that's what they grew up in. So, be interesting to see what exactly happened. Why does he blame Luke? What did Luke do? Did he leave? I'm curious to see what happened. Why does he hate him? What happened between the two of them? What happened in their home life? I'm sure we're going to get an episode about that. We'll probably have some flashbacks every now and then, but the way it ends, Luke gets shot in the shoulder, which, of course, expert marksman goes for the shoulder shot, because if he went for the headshot, the show would be over. But you gotta put a little bit of my belief on the sidelines. But yeah, I mean, the fight they have inside the theater, whenever he took out the balcony and knocks Willis down to the floor, that was freaking awesome. And then they have like a little fight, and it's interesting because of that gunshot, now it's a bit more of an even fight. Like, every time he gets hit there, it actually hurts him. So it's interesting to see that. It's the first time we've actually seen a fair fight between Luke Cage and somebody else this season. So that's awesome. It was fun to watch. And then, that final shoulder shot is definitely going to cause him some pain. But, we'll see where it goes. I swear I'm not yawning because it's boring. It's only like 9 o'clock. I don't know why I'm so tired. But anyway, yeah, I'm excited to see where it goes from here. I mean, a lot of interesting stuff going forward. They've got a few different storylines, side stories that they can play with that I think really are interesting, and I'm curious to see where they're going to go. So, yeah, really enjoying it. excited to see where it's going. Let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below. What did you like and dislike about this episode? What do you think is going to happen now with Diamondback being revealed? All that good stuff. Let me know. We can talk about it and discuss it. Leave a like and subscribe for future Luke Cage reviews, and I'll see you at the next one. Peace out.